What is going on, everybody? So welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Greg Maddux, the master of control and finesse. Now, before we get started in today's video, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button, tell me rank on YouTube, and for the algorithm, tell me push out many videos. Also, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on, so you guys will be instantly notified when I upload a new video, multiple videos, couple gaming streams, or occasional live streams. Also, get in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys thoughts about Greg Maddux. Also, you guys can check out all my social media and the Spotlight Sports Network social media, which will be linked down below in the description. Go check those out. Go give us a follow. Also, huge shout out to the people at Spotlight Sports Network for partnering with me. So let's keep this partnership going. Also, you guys can check out my podcast series, Sports Talk Podcast with Robert and Tyler, every Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll put the link to the playlist down below. And you can check out my other podcast series, Between the Lines Podcast, every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll put the link to the playlist down below as well. So with that being said, let's kind of hop right into it. So, as the title says about Greg Maddux, the master of control and finesse, it's true. It's probably one of the greatest control pitchers that baseball has ever seen. And the reason being is like someone like Greg Maddux, the fact even like in the 90s, like people like were like nowadays, like back then in the 90s, like were like people like throwing 90 between 90 to 94, which was kind of like the start, like when velocity started, was becoming like a big thing in the 90s and early 2000s. Someone like Greg Maddux was special in a way that where he actually dominated the game, not by velocity, but basically, like I said, with control and just being finesse with his pitches. And what do I mean? And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that Greg Maddux in his heyday, in his prime, would usually top out between 87 to 89. Occasionally will hit 90 if he wanted to. Because he just didn't feel like velocity was not the way of going about the way he wanted to pitch. So what he did was, or from what I've understood, he looked like kind of like a late bloomer. And what I mean that is like I kind of feel like he started like baseball late and still kind of developing at the same time. With Greg Maddux, like people would often associate the hip side sinker, his iconic hit the paralyzer, which is basically you throw a sinker at basically aim at the left hip of a left-handed hitter and just let it break back across the plate. Greg Maddux was really known for that, and basically, but even when I kind of like go over some of his like accomplishments and all this stuff that he's accumulated throughout his career, he is obviously a Hall of Famer, 4-time Cy Young Award winner, 8-time All-Star, a 1995 World Series champion, an 18-time Gold Glove winner, and a 4-time ERA title holder. And obviously wore 4 different jersey numbers for like different teams. His 18 Gold Gloves is the most by a pitcher, which, let's be real, I would never expect someone like Greg Maddux to win 18 straight Gold Gloves. Does a pitcher win a Gold Glove really surprise me? No, I mean it happens nowadays, but then like 18, like who would ever thought Greg Maddux will be that great of a fielder for a pitcher that pitches once every 5 days, especially in the major leagues? But like career numbers wise, he has a 106.6 WAR, through a 355 wins, 227 losses, and a career ERA of 3.16. So, and he made his debut in 1986 at the age of 20 for the Chicago Cubs. Spent from 86 to 1992 with the Cubs, from his age 20 season to his age 26 in 1992, which during that time in 1988 and 1992 were his 2 All-Star selections. And then and then he moved to Atlanta, which he's most known, the most iconic, one of the greatest pitchers on that pitching staff in the 90s, from 1993 all the way to 2003, from his age 27 season to his age 37 season. So he spent a decade with Atlanta. And then he also accumulated in 1992 his third All-Star, in 1994 I should say, his third All-Star selection. It was an All-Star in 95, also an All-Star in 96. Obviously, you know, he's also already an 8-time All-Star, like I mentioned before. It's just like Greg Maddux played till he was the age of 42. Obviously, he went back to Chicago for his age 40 season, then goes to the Dodgers, and then pitches for one season with the Padres. Then goes in 2007, goes back to the Padres. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, stays with the Padres after 2008, and then joins the Los Angeles Dodgers for his last and final season at the age of 42 in 2008. In other words, Greg Maddux, in another sense, kind of was the definition of longevity. You know, for a pitcher like him to debut in the year debuted on, on September 2nd, 1986, and played all the way to 2008. It's just like the longevity that he had from 86 to his final season in 2008 at the age of 42. And obviously it's amazing to see what Greg Maddux was all about, especially in the 90s. You know, he had the Braves were probably a good team in the 90s. But Greg Maddux, in a certain sense, was somebody, and a lot of pitchers I think we kind of looked up to just because of what he did for a pitcher of his caliber, for a guy who could throw like between 87 to 89 on a tops out at between 87 to 89 on his two-seam fastball, and still dominate the game as a control guy. Like, obviously, I think the current comparison you could probably make is Kyle Hendricks at the same time with the Chicago Cubs. But other than that, I mean, Greg Maddux probably is one of the greatest control pitchers of all time. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Greg Maddux overall? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But with that being said, this is Robert from the